St. Joseph Mustangs trying to make it back to the Mink League Championship Series.
You could feel the momentum shift, and they were able to take advantage.
They are the Mink League champions for the 7th time in team history.
The 4th. Paul Liner up the middle, over the glove of Nivens. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score.
And those guys were just so tough all year long, especially towards the end. You know, they got hot when it mattered the most.
The St. Joseph Mustangs are 2021 Mink League champions.
They were super excited for the opportunity to bring a championship back.
Welcome into week 2 of the St. Joe Mustang Show, presented by Getz Credit Union and Triumph Foods. I'm Chris Roush. Mitchell Riberall, he'll join us later in the show. He's out on assignment. He's been on assignment all week across the state high school baseball. He's wrapping up his week on the road today with some state soccer and Mid-Buchanan being represented over in St. Louis. But the Mustangs starting off the season this week, opening day on Wednesday. A lot of anticipation for the night. The Mustangs lost the opener, but Mustangs season opener always really special. Not just for the fans or the players, but for everybody around St. Joseph, because that means baseball's back for the summer. It's more than just a game for so many in and around St. Joseph. The Mustangs represent a community, a family that loves to spend the summer together. It's a summer collegiate baseball club that's brought back a love for the game to St. Joseph, while giving these ball players a chance to better and make a name for themselves too. These players come to town thinking that it's probably only a 2-month relationship, a quick hello and then goodbye. But it tends to turn into a lasting friendship and love for the fans in the town. Some nights don't go the team's way, but in the big picture, that's okay. Because yes, winning 7 Mink League titles brings in more fans, but it's the way they treat those fans that makes opening day and the entire summer have memories that last forever. After all, the proclamation says so. June 1st is Mustangs Day in St. Joseph. The St. Joseph Mustangs announcing the 2022 St. Joseph Baseball Hall of Fame class featuring 2 individuals and 1 team. The Mustangs will induct their first ever general manager, Rick Muntean, who ran the team from 2009 until the spring of 2014. They'll also induct the late Gus Saris, who started the Central Baseball team, coached for more than 50 years, and was even a World War II veteran. And they'll also induct the 2013 LeBlanc softball team, coached by Wayne Miller, who captured a state championship, the first St. Joseph softball team to ever win a state title. And looking ahead to an event next week, and the Mustangs, they've been known to do things that have never been done before, at least not locally, and in summer collegiate baseball. They've done it once before with Reagan Nash. They're going to do it again this week. 2 new coaches joining them for Women in Sports Night.
I got the message and I was just kind of like, okay, another day of coaching, but I think once I started to sit down and think about the magnitude of what this kind of means.
The St. Joseph Mustangs, known to think outside the box and bring fresh new ideas to summer collegiate baseball. And one new idea this summer includes Women in Sports Night.
It could be a huge opportunity for the local youth in our community, especially young little girls that can come watch and show them that there's no barriers. You can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it.
The Mustangs introducing their first ever female coaches, Lexi Kennard and Sammy Bunch. 2 former standout collegiate softball players who now coach themselves will join the team for a night.
The fact that we're able to have these conversations and start getting women in situations like baseball, the sports world outside of what is like your typical sports is pretty special.
Sammy and Lexi here is absolutely a no-brainer, and we understand the Mustangs players, their role models, and the jobs that they do off the field, and it's nice to there's so many women who are great role models, and there's also so many little girls and boys looking up to them too.
It's not the first time the Mustangs have helped break down some barriers in sports. Reagan Nash became the first woman to play in the Mink League a few years back, and Kennard and Bunch will make more history this year.
I just love developing kids' knowledge of the game and their love and passion for the game, so I'm really happy that I get that opportunity and kids get to see that females make great coaches as well.
It doesn't matter if it's baseball or softball. This represents something greater than one night or one game. is giving young ball players even more role models to look up to and hope to be like one day.
Bigger than a win or a loss or your statistics at the end of the season. This is showing people that through the good and the bad, they can do whatever they want to do.
St. Joe Mustangs show rolls on here with the owner of the St. Joe Mustangs, Kai Turner. Week 1, here we go. Opening night on Wednesday. Baseball season's here. Mustangs are here now.
Yeah, here we are. We've been waiting all year for it. We're having fun. I mean, seriously, just it's been a blast to see people, and we're trying to find some new ways to have a little bit of fun. And, Wednesday night, I mean, obviously it wasn't ideal to have the rain come when you can't. We can't control that. But it's the same way with our baseball game. Can't control if we're going to win or lose a game. And we lost the game in the bottom of the ninth, but we can control still if you have a good time. And so I saw a lot of smiling faces and happy people.
You're wearing the Tenderloin jersey. That obviously happened Friday night. We'll plenty more on that.
Well,
next
I'm
week
wearing
too.
the Tenderloin jerseys,
Yes.
and you're wearing the Tenderloin boxer briefs. So if you want to go ahead and display those for everybody.
Those are select, made for very few people.
And how'd you get on that list?
Custom order. Yeah, it's a custom order thing.
Okay.
I stole your coupon deal. You had one of those that's laying around your office.
I don't think that we did. It sounds counterfeit.
Maybe it was. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
You do.
you guys had your. Thank you. You had your first night of the Tenderloins Friday night. A new marketing opportunity for you guys, and also a way to have more fun. Triumph Food's a part of it. They also sponsor our show here, along with Gets Credit Union. But Triumph and you guys, along with Adams, Bar and Grill, kind of teaming up here a little bit to make the Tenderloins a reality for a couple nights this year.
Yeah, it's not necessarily. I mean, it's nice from a marketing perspective,
Right.
but it's just fun. I mean, seriously. I mean, we've all got a reason. There's enough stuff that happens every day that we can complain about. And, Mustangs experience is awesome. It's just another way for us to add another branch of fun here to your experience at Phil Welsh. And so we're very appreciative of the people who are involved in it over at Adams. Some delicious tenderloins, among other food as well.
We saw Tyler eat one on the Mustangs Facebook page, too.
We did. He did not feed himself. We had someone else feeding
Extra
him.
hands. Yeah.
So, yeah, you have to hand it to him. But... and obviously with Triumph and everything they do for our community, and so it's really nice, to get that support, and then it allows us to come out here and really get after it. You see the Tenderloins flag up there, and our jerseys, doing some nice stuff for the community, but it's just fun. And so, I think I read a comment. Someone said, "So you mean I'm gonna go cheer for a piece of meat?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, you are. What? I mean, how often can you get a chance to say that?" So.
Yeah.
Unless, it's like someone cooking it and I'm about to eat it. I always cheer for a good dinner, don't you?
Absolutely.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
So,
love a good Tenderloin.
yeah. So you're going to love are you talking about the player or a food?
The food.
Okay. Well, what's wrong with the players?
Nothing's wrong with the players. Just
Okay. I love a good Tenderloin player as well.
Tenderloins, yeah.
Yeah.
Plural. But there's also a lot going on with the Mustangs as well. This next week, Women in Sports Night. That's going to be a big night for you guys, bringing in 2 assistant coaches, Lexi Kennard, Sammy Bunch coming in. To be a part of this team, because Reagan Nash is the first woman to play in the Mink League for the Mustangs. Now you have the 2 assistant coaches coming in for the first time, too.
Yeah. Both great people. And obviously they're pretty dang good at their sport as well, whether as players or as coaches. And so for us, really, it's the honor for us to be able to host them. With respect to what they do, but it's just really neat for us to be able to, you look at the crowd, it's everybody, and so our players understand that they're role models for people, but it's also nice too to, sometimes as a female, to see a female out there on the field and to have those 2 in leadership position will be a lot of fun and mean a lot to us. And so, come to a Mustangs game, Tenderloins game.
Mustangs owner Kai Turner, that's how we're going to end it, because I couldn't say it better than what you just did.
ball games were not on TV at that time. And, you walk around St. Joe, people sitting on the front porch, and they'd all be listening to the Cardinal game on radio. A fellow named Paul Roscoe.
Bob Slater has seen his fair share of baseball games over the years, whether it be for his job at the paper or just a fan in attendance. But one of his fondest memories has all to do with the telegraph in baseball.
Roscoe did the road games by telegraph. He'd do it in the studio, recreate them, and come ball, strike, foul, and then of course every foul ball, St. Joe, it was a line drive. Ooh, it's curving foul. But Roscoe was very excited. He had those sound effects and everything.
And sometimes things didn't quite go as planned.
The fire went dead, and Roscoe's a pro. And I worked with Paul at the radio station, but he didn't flush him. Oh, where did that rain come from? He said, this cloudburst just happened. They're running out, they're covering up the field. He said, I think you're going to pass over pretty quickly. I would just keep the microphone right here and keep talking, but I expect it's going to be over fairly soon. And he just talked on. Finally, the wire comes back on. Well, looks like we're getting ready to play again. And if you were listening home, say, boy, this guy, he's right in Fort Smith, or Muskogee, wherever it may be. But but that was a simpler time, and you remember the little things like that go back a lot of great memories on that.
It's always a great opportunity to see local and area baseball teams make it to the postseason tournament. Well, we had 3 teams make it to state this year. Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3. And for more, we join KQ2's Mitchell Ribberall with more on how these teams fared in their state competitions.
Thanks, Chris. I'm traveling this week, so I couldn't be there to co-anchor with you, but I'm currently down in Springfield taking a look at 3 local teams that potentially could have players on the Mustangs in just a few years. Platte Valley, the lone Class 1 area team down at state, and Platte Valley coming in with an 18-2 record into the week. They finished in 4th place in Class 1.
Coming back here, we obviously did a lot better. This was our goal, was to get down here, and we're not losing much, so that's going to be our goal again.
Another team, the Plattsburgh Tigers, finishing their season 29-9. Plattsburgh dropping their semifinal game, but they were able to bounce back in the 3rd place game to get a win there.
Coach Brown, he's a great coach, and he got us back on track. And I think that we can do it just as good next year without the seniors, as long as we come in buy-in. But I think we'll do pretty good.
Plattsburgh finishes in the top 4 for the first time since 2009. And the 3rd and final team, the Lawson Cardinals, representing Class 3. So we had teams in Class 1, 2, and 3. And Lawson making the state Final 4 for the first time in school history and finishing in 3rd place.
It's amazing. Just these guys are super special, and I think for the next 2 years they're going to be awesome. And to even have the opportunity to come down here is really special.
Chris, these 3 teams have had great seasons all year, and I expect each one of them to be even hungrier next year for a better finish. Now, we may be seeing a couple of them back here next year, and we might be seeing some of the players play for the Mustangs in the near future. Reporting from Ozark, Mitchell Ribberall, KQ2 Sports.
Don't go anywhere, because our weekly segment, Blaze's Battleground. Blaze Kemper, you're going to see him all summer long out here at the St. Joe Mustangs working for the team. Well, he beat Mitchell last week in a quiz bowl. He's back at it again this week with a very special guest trying to dethrone the champion. Stay tuned. You're watching the St. Joe Mustang Show. All right, Blaze's Battleground, week number 2. Blaze, you chose your opponent this week. Well, kind of. You got kind of called out a little bit, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
By the manager himself, Johnny Coy.
Well, we'll see who wins this round.
All right, here we go. Question number 1 for you, Blaze. Who is the manager of the St. Joe Mustangs?
Johnny Coy.
Question for you. Who won the 2019 Mink League Championship?
The St. Joseph Mustangs.
That's correct. All right. This one, you should know this.
Okay.
Who holds the single-season home run record for the St. Joe Mustangs?
Johnny Coy.
Last week. That one got you last week.
Now I redeemed.
You redeemed yourself
Redeemed
with this
himself.
one.
I love it.
All right, Johnny. There's 4 Savannah natives on this team this year. Give me 2 of them.
Opening night starter last night, Braden Berry, and starting second baseman, Noah Bodenhausen.
2 for 2. There's a former Lafayette standout on this team this year. Can you give me who that is? He played for the team last year, also the team MVP last year, too.
Cole Sobowski.
You really like Cole, but it was Ike Book.
Ike.
Tied at 2. Johnny can take the lead here. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. How many Mink League titles have the Mustangs won total?
I believe the answer is 7.
That's correct. So Johnny has the lead, 3-2. 2 questions left each. Feeling nervous at all?
A little bit.
A little nervous? Give me the name of the Mustangs owner.
Kai Turner.
That's correct. All right, Johnny. 4th question, tied at 3. You can still keep the lead here. Who was the 1954 NL MVP?
1954.
Just a really good year.
That must have been a really good year.
Yeah.
Do I get a hint of what team?
They won the World Series, the New York Giants.
Oh,
This really got Mitchell last week, too.
I have absolutely no idea.
It was Willie Mays. Did you know that
Mays,
one?
No. Wow.
You should have lied and said he did. You should have.
1954, man, I should have known that.
So now tied at 3, going to
man.
final questions. Can you name 3 Mustangs players that are on the roster right now?
Roster right now.
Yep.
Braden Bodenhausen.
I'll give you that one. Braden Berry, Noah Bodenhausen. Yep. That's 2.
Brady Holden.
That's 3. In 1954, who was the American League MVP?
What team?
The New York Yankees.
Yankees. Mickey Mantle?
It was Yogi Berra, so you know what that means. The champion stays there.
Right here, 2-0.
Man. Gosh.
You should really know more about 1954.
I know, man. I need to do my research a little bit better. Good job, Blaze.
Thank you.
Good job, brother.
Thank you.
The title stays home, I guess.
Title stays with me.
We'll wrap things up on the St. Joe Mustangs show when we come back after the break. A pretty special opening night for a lot of young readers. Why? I'll tell you next.
I appreciate everyone coming tonight, opening night. The sun looks great now.
Every night, the St. Joseph Mustangs hold several first pitches. Some nights, there's more than others, especially on opening night. The Mustangs with a lot of young, avid readers getting the chance to shine. The top readers from area schools throwing out the first pitches. And here's every single one of those first pitches. That will do it for week 2 of the St. Joe Mustangs show. A big thank you to everybody who helps out with this process of getting this show done and on the air back at KQ2, as well as Mustang owner Kai Turner, Johnny Coy, the manager, the guys on the field who give their time to help us put this show together with interviews and allowing us to tell their stories along the way too. Blaze Kemper for being such a good sport and being our champion on the quiz bowls throughout the week. And then also my cohort, Mitchell Riberall. Really busy week for him. Baseball, state soccer. He'll be back with us next week in person here at Phil Welch Stadium. Until next Saturday, this is the St. Joe Mustangs Show presented by Getz Credit Union and Triumph Food.